All right, good morning, everyone. This is Dan Hunt of the JSKA Rochester Virtual Dojo. It's a balmy 38 degrees in Michigan. The sun is trying to come out, so it'd be nice if it would, but I'm not expecting it. But we're all dressed for it. Should be a good day of live training today. All right, so today wanted to work on some of the concepts we had for body connection and moving, as well as some of our katas that we've been working on over the last several months and trying to get those back into shape. So hopefully you'll enjoy it, and we'll get started here right now. Good morning, Marcus. All right, feet together and bounce. All right, I'll get this out of my pocket here. All right, let's do some jumping jacks. Begin. Warm up the body. Change the feet. Change the hands up and out. Okay, hips around. Switch. Arms around. And switch. Front and back. Up and over. And switch. Arms up and back. And spread them out a little wider. Then down and pulse. And back up again. And down. And up. All right, so bring the legs, the knee up, bring it inside to out. Start with the left edge. Knee, chi, go, hook, hitch, touch, ku, ju. All right, now bring it from the outside to in. Itch, knee, thumb, chi, go, hook, hitch, touch, ku, and ju. All right, little side front snap kick. Put your left leg forward. Just kick front leg, then back leg. Hitch, easy kick. Pick those knees up. Knee, up, cheek, go, go, ichi, hachi, ku, ju. All right, switch legs. Again, itch, knee, thumb, chi, go, ichi, hachi, ku, ju. All right, side snap. We'll go one count, both sides. Hitch, knee, chi, go, chi, touch, ku, edgy. And back kick. Start with the left. Hitch. Knee. Up. Cheat. Oh. Hook. Cheat, cheat. Touch. Shoot. Shoot. All right, good. Off this way. Ball the back foot. And straighten into the front leg. All right, other way. And ball the foot. And straighten. All right. Arm across. And down your back. On the hip. All right, switch arms. One. And down the back. Keep your head up tall. And on the hip. All right, good. All right, so let's start off with our hip rotation drill that we did a few days on Tuesday, and then we'll see if we can move that into our getting our connection points down, and then move into our some movement through stance as well. Okay, so from here, what we did with our reverse punches and everything is we just set ourselves up into a front stance, so everybody left leg forward. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to think about sinking in, driving the back hip forward, pushing off the back leg, and then I want you to think about at the end of this punch, everything gets tightened down. Okay, so as we go forward this way with this hand, and then same thing, we got to stay loose. Make sure this scrapes the side, and then everything tenses down here. Only open up as much as you can and still maintain connection in your shoulder. So pectoral, lat, deltoids all need to be connected and constricted when you tense those muscles up. Okay. All right. So let's start with left hand forward. Okay. So we're going to go slow to start off with. Remember, everything in the middle should be relaxation. Everything at the beginning and the end is tension. The tension at the beginning is a sudden explosion. Not yet, but it will be a sudden explosion. And everything at the end will be a sudden contraction to stop everything. All right, so ready? Hitch. Really push with that backside hip. Knee. Thumb. Chi. A little narrower in masa. Even more. Yeah, right about there. Chi. Go. Up. All right. Yeah, wait for a second. Pete, can I use you for a second? Come up here, face that way. Okay. Left leg to down block. Okay. Now I want you to do the same drill. Watch what you see, Miho and Mary. Tell me what you think he needs to improve. Okay. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so stay in that stance. What do you think, Miho? A little tighter in here. Okay, Mary. A little bit, yep. The front knee should bend a little bit more in. One of the things that came to me was he tends to be a little bit like that. What causes that hip to be over here? You're not pushing on this leg too. You're doing a great job of pushing here, which is super, okay? But this needs to balance this side. So push both of them so that if I pushed you here, see, you feel that front leg? All right, see how that's just squared up everything. If you don't let that front leg counteract, then you end up doing this sideways like that. So even this, it tends to push sideways. So you have to get this counteraction on the other side so it's equal and opposite, so that when your center happens, it's not over here because you push so hard off the back leg. So back leg push is important, but it has to be a balance, including your front leg too. Okay, plus. All right, let's try again. So avoid this, pushing so hard with the backside leg and not having it balanced. This is supposed to be turning around this way, not pushing sideways. All right, here we go. It's knee, really tense, the last one. Thumb, chi, go. All right, switch legs. From here. Okay, so already you should be setting up a neutral pushing both sides, right side or back side and left and front side. Ready? It's knee, thumb, chi. No, just leave that there. Just let that come out. As you go backwards, let the knee out just a little bit, so that now you can push forward as you straighten it as you go forward. So when you go backwards, let that back knee bend and let the knee come. The knee stays, the hip drops back. So I have something to push off of here. Otherwise, if I leave this straight and I just rotate around it, I come up. It's a straight. It's a given length, right? So if I don't change the length by allowing there to be a bend in the hip joint, then you end up will go up and down, up and down. You don't want to do that. All right, here we go. A couple more. Itch. Narrower. There you go. Bend knee, bend knee. Knee. Thumb. Now, Pete, see if you can keep that knee where it is and only move the hip. Yeah. Thumb. Now, don't let the knee come out. So the knee doesn't go out this way. The hip drops backwards. Yeah, there you go. Chi. Go. One more. Bro. RMA. All right, let's switch back to left. Let's now make it speedo now. So fast reverse punch, got a sudden explosion on the backside punch, sudden explosion on the front side punch, and then when you finish, you have to sudden compression. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to check our stance, and we're going to also check our body connection. Do I feel this? Do I feel this? Do I feel this? And do I feel back in here too? This should be pulled in using our rhomboids in the back. Okay. All right, let's go from here. Nice and quick. Itch, knee, thump, chi, check it, go, back, itch, out, coup, two. All right, switch feet. Same thing. Start with the jab. Okay, so it's okay to have the hip or the shoulder open just a little bit on the jab. Just don't let the pectoral get loose. Ready. Knee. Thump. Chi. Go. Rep. Hitch. Hutch. Two. Two. All right, good, you may. All right, so any questions on making speed and connection in the punches? Good? Yes. Hold on a second, Andy. Now, did you have a question? Yeah. So the question for those online is, do we ever do our with training, do we ever let the heel come up? The answer is yes. But if you let the heel come up all the time, you're not really developing the drive of the back leg. You're just moving forward, right? So if you think about it as pushing as often as you can, keeping the heel on the ground, if the heel comes up, it's probably a slightly less than power-wise because it's not connected to the floor, but you can also get a little bit more distance out of it too. So you can move a little bit forward. So I'm not saying don't do it ever, but because when we kumite, if you just watch anybody, you know, that's going to be up in the back because they want to get a little bit more distance. They want to turn this hip. That's a sport. Also hitting somebody, it's a little less than if I just, you know, just, and push off the back floor and get a nice drive off of it. So yes, it's done and it's okay to do it, but you should train also with the foot on the ground, just to try and build up that driving technique. Yeah. So the on the floor is basics. Off of the floor can be more advanced, but if you can deliver it with a foot on the floor, that's really good. Okay. All right, Andy, did you have a question?
Sensei, does the sole of the back foot remain in place exactly the same way for both punches?
Yes. So the question online was, and I think, let me see if I can restate it. Does the foot move this way when you're doing the two punches? They're the same. That's why you have to drop this hip backwards and down in order to maintain pressure against the outside edge. So this pressure on the outside edge stays there at all times. So the foot doesn't move this way. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if you start moving the foot around, now you're losing some of that pressure to the floor or to the ground, which makes your punches and so on a little less. Okay. If it moves sometimes, okay, well, you know, fighting is kind of ugly and messy, right? So it is what it is. But training wise, you should be able to train putting all sorts of pressure into that leg, into that foot, into the ground, into the foot, into the ground, driving through. Okay, all right, stepping forward, left leg down block, come on. Okay, now I want to do a reverse punch in place, one. Okay, now I want you to do a downward block, bringing the elbows in And then we're going to open the hip and tense using the rhomboids in the back. And then you're going to let the pectoral go a little bit and make sure the lats and the shoulders are locked down. Okay, so open the chest, one, and then change everything to an inside tension at the very end. One, use the back, two. This should help you stay warm out here. One, really tense. Two, this is an old Navy SEAL trick where they tense their muscles really hard to get the muscles go to create energy, which keeps them warm. One, two. All right, take one step forward. One and two, in place. One, make sure the elbows come together. Two, tense. One, two. One, two. Really check your rhomboids, make sure they're tight. One and two. All right, take a step back. Uchiuke. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Sheep. Step forward, Uchiuke. Itch. Knee. Open the chest. Tighten the back. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Tense. Knee. Take a step back. Sotuki. Itch. Now this one changes. It's all chest to start off with. Then you got to do the back side is release the chest. Front side of the chest is tight. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Try and keep your front knee stable. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. All right, good. Stepping forward. Itch. Knee. Itch. All right. So one thing we talked about on Thursday was this elbow position has to be at a position where you can tense everything: tricep, bicep, shoulder, pectoral, lats. Everything has to be here. If you're a little bit too far out, you start losing the lat. You're a little bit too far in, you start losing the shoulder. Okay? Ready? Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. All right, stepping backward, shutoke. Itch. And change the front stance. Knee, nukite. Itch. Tense everything. Yeah. Notice how that changes the nature of your shuto. A lot of people think shuto is this way. It is this way. So it's around and down. This lat connection here makes it come down a little bit. And it makes it nice for off the neck. Okay, change it. Knee. Itch. We're moving front leg. Knee. Move front leg again. Itch. Tense that back. Knee. Itch. Knee. So when you come forward, watch. When you come forward, pick up the toes and turn the ball in. When you go back out, lift the toes up and send them back out. Itch. Knee. Itch. Tense. Knee. Step forward. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Tense. Itch. Any. All right, good. Yeah, right. So any questions on making that connection points? Okay, so when you're doing your kata net, you got to look for, am I making the proper connection points? The other part of it, which is kind of can feel like it's going in the wrong direction is trying to do with speed too. So all that connection happens at a split second at the very end of the technique, okay? And also the sudden explosion of the technique when you first start. But everything else is trying to connect at the very end and only have just enough energy put into the body to keep things online in the direction they're going. All right, where are we at here? All right, so let's do some kata, and we'll do a couple of the hand katas, and then take a really quick break, and then get into the advanced katas that we've been working on. Okay, so let's start with just hand Showdown, and see if you can take this work with connection and so on, and see if you can make that a little bit more look a little bit more tight. Okay. All right, here we go. And Showdown. Itch. Knee. Okay, so after each one, I'm giving you just a little bit of time to check. Am I tight? Am I locked in? Itch knee. Itch. Itch. Knee. Some. Itch. Knee. She. Go. Back. Itch. Hot. Itch. Yeah, that. You have very rounded back. Tense these. No, don't lean back. Tense your rhomboids back here together, because what's the direction you want to resist against? Again, I'm pushing in this way, right? Feel all of a sudden that is this way, okay? Itch. 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 Yummy. All right, good. All right, so when you're making the shutos, the Gedan barrage, if your back is kind of like this, where it's all here in the chest still, you're not resisting the direction of where the technique is coming. The technique, you want the technique to go away from your body. This way, I have to be able to resist away from my body. If I want to resist bringing it this way, I want to pull it this way. That means I got to use this side. But if I want to push it away, I got to use the back side of my shoulders and between my clavicles. Okay, so you have to really tense those rhomboids nice and tight. Okay, let's do hand Godan. Okay, same sort of thing. Itch knee. Okay, did you feel it open the chest and the tight back, and then the close the chest with the punch? Some. Shigo. Rock. Itch. Nip. Some. Shigo. Itch. Check your back. Is it tight? Is it tight? Is your buttocks tucked underneath? Itch. Itch. Knee. Some. Chi. Go. Itch. Knee. Check your back. Is it tight? Come. Chi. Go. Check your back. Is it tight? Okay, so you did all this nice tightening back here, Pete, but then you open this wide up here. So you got to be able to pull this back, but keep this down here. It looks like you got your legs a little crossed. There you go. Good. Yeah, man. All right, so now let's go back to hand showdown, and we'll do hand go down one more time too. Now I want you to go full speed. See if you can make those connection points really stand out in the full speed mode. Remember, we're not holding on to this connection forever. It's meant to be a very, very transient thing. Okay, it's an impact. It's like when I throw the ball against the wall, unless it's one of them sticky mud things like his son probably's got, one of those little, what do you call those? Yeah, like a mashable thing, you know, it's going to bounce off really, really fast, right? So think of it as like the old bouncy balls. You know, those fly back at you in a hurry when you throw it against the wall. That's the whole thing with doing these quickly. Even though I'm going to stay in the stance for just a brief moment for the connect or for the Zanshin continuing mine, I don't want to hold this tension for very long. That's it. Okay, I'll get to it. I gotta make it a violent stop, and then go. I'm not gonna let everything go, because then if you let everything go, what do? You just fall on the ground because there's no energy, right? But you want to be able to very quickly tense and then release it. All right, so let's go hand showdown. Hajime. Tense. All right, MA. All right, I'm not sure that what I wanted came out today. So I see you guys are really trying to make the tension at the end. I like that. But I want you to explode and move quickly into the techniques. So being very methodical versus really step through and try and get to the end of the technique. First one there usually wins, right? So if you're the last one thinking, okay, I got to be right here. It's a little bit off in the angle, too much thought. You got to move as fast as you can and find a way to connect everything at the very end. So let's try that one more time. I want it to be a quick step, a quick stop, and then move on to the next one. Okay, so it's not a slow pace for stepping. Okay, I'm tensing. Okay, I'm tensing. Okay, I'm tensing. Tense. Tense. Okay, so move quick. Sudden explosion to go, and then tense at the very end, and then let it go, move on to the next. Here we go. Same thing, hand shoulder. Hajime. All right, I'm in. All right, much better, much better. Now, one thing that is the thing that you get when you ask for that sometimes is you get the pace tends to, or let me say that the tempos tends to go a little quicker. So remember, each technique is fast, but the tempo doesn't change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead, what happens is you start to really shorten the between techniques time. You still need to maintain that. Okay, so try not to rush the kata, even though the techniques are fast. Okay, I can go really fast techniques and be done the same time you are if you were just going slow. Okay, so try and maintain your pace. All right, let's go hand Godon. Same thing. Let's try to keep the tempo in line with the way we want to do it, and then still move very fast in between the start and the finish of the technique. Okay. Hajime. Hey. Hey. Yummy. All right, so I noticed you guys are following me a little bit better, tempo-wise. Did it feel like it was going slower than you normally would go, tempo-wise? Not so much? Okay. Yeah.
Now we got to go back to what we know, which is the tempo, the kind of
Right.
integrate it all. So it takes a minute.
Yep. Well, so changing the way you do things takes conscious effort. It's kind of like, you know, the people that are addicted to cigarettes and stuff like that, or have a drug issue or an alcohol abuse issue. It takes conscious effort every day to do it differently than you used to do it. So if you just go back to, oh yeah, I always go in and grab a cocktail when I come home, or when I all day type of thing, then you're gonna end up back in the rehab again. The same sort of thing with karate. If you just go mindless, sometimes mindless training is good just to, you know, get it out, see what comes out. But you gotta have a conscious effort to make those adjustments. Okay, let's take a quick break. Go ahead and get your water if you need it. Folks online, go ahead and get a drink.
Sensei,
Yes, Mike.
when we go through this, when I was used to instruct, when you start off with back stance, kosudachi, and go to front stance.
Yeah.
When I was instructing, and I had the problem myself early on, I used to instruct beginners to somewhat drag their back foot forward a little, not drag, but pull it forward so they wouldn't go backwards with their heel. And I know that's fundamentally incorrect, but it seemed to help. And I still,
Yeah, that's a good training method. I like that.
Well, you did it, and so did Sensei Marone. But
yeah.
I just don't know,
Nope, I like that just from a training method perspective, but the only thing is you might have to unlearn that at a later class. You know
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. All right, so let's go through some of our kata that we've been working on over the last few several weeks. Okay, so today we'll do some Meikyo, Jion, Chinte, and also Nijushiho. So let's actually start with some Jion. Okay. So I think everybody online is good with all four of those katas. So I'm not gonna, unless you stop me, I'm gonna just keep moving. Okay. All right. So let's start with Jion. Right hand up, left hand in. Again, this is connection point here. Not too far away, not too far in. Okay. Stepping back quick and lock everything down with your left leg. Itch. Moving through center, knee, thumb. Lock it all down. Itch. Knee. Itch knee. Thumb sheet. Go rook. Hey. Itch. Check your back. Is it tight? Knee. Your chest should be tight on this one. Itch. Back is tight. Knee. Itch. Back is tight. Palm heel. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Itch. Back is tight. Knee. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Reach. Go. Throw it back and double uchuke. Check. Are you too far away? Too close? Step forward. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Itch. Uchuke. Back is tight. Knee. Oitsuki. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Itch. Okay, so everything's kind of neutral here in this front side. Pec, lat, deltoid, all tight. Rhomboids are loose. Itch. 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 Back is tight. Knee. Back is tight. Right? Yeah, man. Emma. All right, questions on Jion? Dirk, you all right? Sure, just working it out? Okay. Come on up some. You guys are worrying me. All right. Miho, can you come up in the front? Pete, just move over just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. All right, let's do Jion one more time on your own and see how you do. Hajime. All right, good. All right, so let's just get a little bit of clarity on that combination after the double uchiuki, okay? So, so as you step in here with the left leg forward, okay, I'm gonna do this opposite leg. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come in, so everybody put your left leg forward, okay? So we're gonna step forward, Jujuki hot. Okay, so the right hand is in front. Then I'm going to take the right hand and drop it the elbow. And this one here kind of, as I turn sideways, this one becomes an agiuke, wrist about middle of forehead. Okay, then I send the right or left hand out, Showdown. The other hand, right hand goes to your ear. And then this comes back to here. Okay, so let's go back to here one more time. Okay, so right hand goes in front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Okay, so let's make the first two together. Ichi. Samshi. Again. Ichi. Samshi. There you go. Not so far away either. More down. Yep. Again, one more time. Now it's going to be bum 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 bum. Edge. Bum 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 bum. Good. One more time. Make sure you got it. Edge. Bum 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 bum. Good. All right. Any other questions on Jion? Where are you going? Get back up here. Anybody else? Nothing? So we talked about this the other day too. After the first move, these kakiwakis are not back. They're forward. That's why it's a front stance. Okay, so if you're here and you need to go forward, so bring this up about face level, like teeth here, and then crossing, and it goes forward and down, not forward and pull back. So don't let this come out to here and then pull back because, oh man, I got to get my connection point. No, that connection point starts from inside to pushing outward. If you start a little bit too far out, yeah, I can understand why I would want to come back in because yeah, you made the wrong position to start with. So think of this as, for a second. Okay, so I am here. She's taking this over here. No, you're doing the technique to me.
Oh,
Here, in there. Okay, striking down block.
no,
Here it is.
no, no.
All right. That's
no,
correct.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she's in here like this. The next move, she's gonna step through, boom, and throw these into my neck. Okay. Do it again. Okay. Yep. The other way you can look at it too, we did this the other day, is get underneath. So you reach and grab. Okay, from here. This way. So this one's going to come back a little bit, but this one's going to go forward into the elbow. Luxate on the elbow. If I want to stay right there, do it again. This way, boom. I could do this. Forward. I want to throw her away from me. I want to strike away from me. Okay? Okay. Chinte. Okay, so we start left hand underneath, palm up, right hand on top. Itch. Tension. Knee. Really heavy lat tension. Some. Okay, so these should be about even with your eye appearance, not way up here, about even with your eyes. Coming over the top, tate shuto fudodachi. Leave that back knee out. Back knee is out. Now I'm going to change it to front stance. Punch. 1, 2. Back knee out. Punch. 3. Elbow. 8. Itch. Kick. Double down. Shoot it down, bring it all the way around. Reach to the left, throw it to the left. Reach to the right, throw it to the right. And shift one more double uchuke. All right, check your connection. Are you tucked underneath? Are your arms about armpit level? Your wrists? Wrist should be about armpit level. There you go. Your armpit's about here, right? All right, so there's your wrist. Itch. Bring it in. Tuck the leg in. 1. Ippon ken. Flip 2 fingers open. 2 fingers open. Okay, and make this one have a little bit of an upward. So bend the wrist a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Itch. Knee. Now step out Fudodachi palm heel 1. Zenkutsudachi palm heel 2. Striking behind yourself. Squeeze your left leg in. Ippon ken. Hey. Ki. Itch over the top. Itch. Itch. Knee. Thump. Shi. Go. Rook. And finish. Okay. Questions on that one? Mickey, you good with that one? What would you use this part for? Miho, you want to try? Okay. So from here, we're just in here like this. Put one in front of the other. Okay. So just, or even stick it up in her nose. So this underneath in the throat area would be a good one. And guess what? As she's going backwards, whew, there's the next one. Okay. So up the nose, and in fact, it's kind of funny. I had a little conversation with Jerry Marone the other day when he came over for that Shang-Chi movie, and he talked about one of the guys that was in some of those early MMA tournaments and stuff like that, and when there was no rules, and I think he was somebody with Kalinde, right? And he says, okay, well, what's the rules? Well, there's no rules. No, there needs to be rules. No, there's no rules. So somewhere in the middle of the fight, they're in a clinch in that, and this guy's getting beat. He ends up sticking his fingers up the guy's nose and ripping the guy's nose off. And then everybody goes, oh, yeah, like, okay, yeah, maybe there does need to be a rule, because, you know, fighting is not pretty. Fighting is very chaotic, and there are really no rules other than the law. Okay, and the law basically says you could do anything to somebody who's trying to kill you, because you have the right to protect yourself. Hopefully you get jurors that also allow you to do that, right? But even to that said, you got to be able to do whatever it takes to protect yourself. And sometimes we all have our own, you know, lines that we won't cross, right? And the more violent a person is, they don't think they've crossed the line. If they're used to yelling at you and getting in your face and stuff like that, they're going to go, what? I didn't do anything. Well, wait a minute. We're normal folks. You're way over here on the violent side. Yes, you took that step to the violent side, but that's their normal. So that's why a lot of times you see the videos of the police encounters or the fights on YouTube sometimes that are like just some bystander taking a picture of a fight, right? And then later on, I didn't do anything. Well, yeah, you did. Everything you did up till there was violence, and it was an assault. They have a right to protect themselves against that. So it's kind of interesting. But anyway, did I hear your question? Using this? Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. One more time, Chinte. Hajime. All right. Any more questions on Chinte? Yes, sir. On top is what I see the preferred method is. Watched a lot of JK videos. Even Kanazawa does it from on top. I think it matters in that you want to have their arm on the back downside and reach out this way, so that if you're underneath them, you can't get to this. So you want to get to their head because it's a Jodan attack. I think above, whatever they got going out here wants to be up top so you can grab it and punch it. Okay? So yes, I think over the top makes more sense. Okay? All right, next one is Meikyo. Okay? Okay, so earlier we talked about having all the connection points and so on and so forth. Let's try and get get that body dynamic so you're tensing fully at the very end of the techniques. Hi, Meikyo. It's knee, thumbshi, go. From here, right hand just comes right through the middle. 1, 2, 3. It's knee. Thumbshi. Go catch. Okay, right down the middle, Tony, back stance. Yeah. Itch knee. Press down, twist it. Itch. Uchuki, itch knee. Thumbshi. Hammer fist. Check your back, is it tight? Mikazuki Gary, itch. Double down block. Hand knee down. Stack them, hand knee down. Step through slow. Next two are quick. 1, 2, 3. So kind of like Sambanzuki feeling, back stance. Okay, San Kakatobi, itch, right, knee. Finish. Questions? Meikyo? Pete? Yeah. Okay. So we're using 3 basic stances here, actually 4. So we got front stance, kokusudachi, fudodachi, and kibodachi. So all 4 of those are used. Real quick, let's go to the lunge punch on the 45. Okay. So stepping in, do the catch. 1. So this is a back stance. There you go. Now the next one, step out a little bit with your right leg to the right side, moving into fudodachi, only bringing your left leg in a little bit to kind of tighten up the connection to the floor. Itch, fudodachi. Okay, now in the next one, I want you to take and move the right leg a little bit back to the center line again, so that you end up in the same line. There you go, yeah. Okay, so one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of folks will get to here, but then they just go like that and they're facing that way. Okay, so this one here needs to go slightly in and twist this way. Yeah. So for here, if I'm in fudodachi, I'm going to pivot on my back leg and I'm just pivoting. So for those of you online, watch. Let's see, can you see this one? So fudodachi here, I'm going to take my right leg and just pivot around on the ball of the foot. Okay? So you have to physically move your foot. Now, be careful not to move it so far that now you're in a full front stance. Yeah, you want to be an inline. So the idea with this one is, Masa, can I use you for a second? It's okay? Well, okay, so Masa gets a big swing here. I'm going to catch it. 1, 2. That's the move right there. Just a quick takedown. Okay, and if he happens to step out of it, steps out of it a little bit, guess what? There's the next move after that. Okay, so I get another shot at him, and if it happens to be the other arm, okay, I could still do this from this arm, but if he happens to step out of it, step through. Okay, that's fine. Stand up just a little bit. So I'm using this on his elbow, and I'm trying to bring this, release a little bit, relax. I'm not going to do hard to you. I'm going to do this. There's the, it's like hand sandan, right? This way, same thing. This way. All right, and I could even from here, chiropractic exercise. I got it. Okay, so this one here, I'm using this leg to create a fulcrum for them to fall over. And I'm putting them down right there. That's why everything's twisting, throwing them down. Okay, all right, one more time, Chinte. I'm sorry, Meikyo. Itch. Knee. Tamshi. Goro. Itch. All right, so right leg moves out just a little bit. Itch. Then the right leg comes back in. Knee. Some. Itch knee. Shigo. Rug. Itch knee. Now, make sure you squeeze your thighs together when you step forward here and step out. Uchuki, itch knee. Thumb sheet and hammer fist, go. Itch. Itch. Knee. Thumb. Chi, go, rook. Itch. Itch. Check your back muscles. Are they tight? Or are you like this? Tense. Yummy. So as Mary says, you got to kind of be your own mini sensei. My translation. Okay, you got to pay attention to it. So if you don't do it, you know, I don't get to see you as often as we used to, right? So I'm not able to, hey, tense that up, because I see that. It's one of those things where I could be watching over here, and all of a sudden I'll notice Dirk's like this. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. And it's just one of those things that it kind of catches my eye. All right, where are we at here? Yeah, 11:04. All right, good. Nijushiho. All right, I see none of you came to practice Nijushiho to my house the other day. I was very disappointed with the leave breaking. We had lots of opportunity for practice. Okay, here we go.
Practiced at my own house.
Yeah. Did you sink down deep into stances like I would have had you do?
Absolutely.
Elaine said she did it plenty at her house. All right, here we go. It's knee thump. Now, both hands drop as I pivot around. Get into a sanchin dachi. Squeeze your thighs together all the way around, pull in, double punch. Right hand on top. Bring it in. And back out again, kakiwaki. Okay, so this is another one of those, like in Jion, kakiwaki forward. Why? How do you know? It's forward instead of coming back. Yes, the stance is a front stance, right? So anything in a front stance is meant to be going that way. Okay. Agike MP. 1, 2. Okay, really rotate that hip around. Okay, and the right elbow kind of covers your right eyesight. Now unwind it, Kibarachi out to the side. Lift, then pull, kick at the same time, and then side thrust or reverse punch. Let's go back again. We're gonna lift first, 1. Okay, now pull kick, 2, then reverse punch, 3. Again, lift. No, we're doing it again. Masa, come back. Lift, pull kick, reverse punch. Again, lift, pull kick, reverse punch. 1 more, last time. Lift, pull kick, reverse punch. All right, go the other way. Send the elbow first, then the hand. Again, lift, pull kick, and reverse punch. Good, much better. All right, going high, down to low. High, down to low, press. All right, now we're gonna switch it up. Haito to the corner, 1, so 45 degrees. Okay, palm is up in the back. Fingertips to the throat, 1. Right, here. Then bring this around underneath the right arm. 1, as I push down with the right arm. Okay, we should be in a front stance, facing 45. Front stance. And double punch. So left on top, right on the bottom. Okay. Underneath, palm facing down to palm vertical. Elbow shift in, step in, 1. Okay, without letting the left leg slide in, I want to take and shift both feet to the right. 1, punch, cover. Check your stance. Is it centered? Or were you like this? Centered. Now shift back 2. Same thing, centered. Again, underneath, change to back stance. Palm down to palm vertical. This way. Okay. And this is a very straight armed, fingers out this way, tucked in. Okay. And actually at the very end of this, so for those of you online, it is very straight arm like this, tuck the thumb in, and the palm is going sideways. The whole hand is vertical. Okay. Stepping through, elbow, 1, and down block 2. 45 degrees, 1. Elbow. Shift in, keep your stance centered. Oh, Mio, you let it slide in. There you go. And then shift back. Okay, now from here, my arms are gonna go down. Come all the way around. Sanchin Dachi, double punch kiai. Okay, collapse. Go around, pull into here or here, and do it again. Palms forward. So left palm to the chin, right palm to the groin area. All right, good. Yame. All right, why won't this let me kill the alarm? Okay. All right, we have 5 more minutes. So let's get that last bit down, okay? And I'm going to do this for the folks online too. So Teo, why don't you go to the back corner with the down block, 45 degrees. Okay, so from here, you're going to come in come around the top. What I like to do with this right leg is I like to go slightly in front and step backwards a little bit, still leaving my left leg in the front. Okay, think of this as, Tony, can I borrow you for a second? Okay, so if Tony's right here and he's got his right leg forward a little bit, okay, I want to step slightly behind his leg and pull back. Okay, so I'm going to step slightly in front of and pull back and slide over to the side as I'm pulling in. So if he punches big, okay. So as long as this, I'm pulling all this in to try and do a slight breaking of balance. Okay. So thank you. So from here, I'm going to take this right leg and move it slightly in front of my left, and then pull it backwards as I slide over. Okay, squeezing in so hard that my heels are trying to touch each other, even though they're far apart. Okay, so heels pulling them in so they're trying to touch each other. Boom. Okay, and from here, collapse. Left hand goes down, right hand goes up. When they meet in the center all the way around, here is good, here is okay, center is okay too. Same thing, the heels should try and be pushing toward each other and then release. Okay, so the left arm needs to be necessarily bent because I want to be going upwards with it, not straight in, slightly upwards with it. And the right hand arm wants to be slightly bent because I want to be also going downwards with it, not straight arm. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Last time. Nijushiho, any questions, by the way, before we get going to the last one? Good? All right. Excellent. Here we go. Itch. Knee. Thumb. She. Press forward. Go rock. From here, send the elbow first, then the hand. Itch. Itch. Knee. Thumb. All right, so this elbow wants to be high by your ear. This way. And more turn. There you go. Yep. This way. A little bit higher, Pete. I'm sorry, Dirk. So like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Catch and double punch. Pitch, 45 degrees, palm underneath, parallel to the floor, and then vertical to the floor. Itch, stay in stance, shift in, stay in stance, shift back, stay in stance. Itch, change it. Same sort of thing when you get to the end. 1, 2. Itch. Itch. Knee thumb. Oh, you let that slide in, mijo. Itch. Itch. Yeah, man. And bow. So on the end of that, you're here. Open, close. Open, close. And then finishing, the last one is, let's see, is that right? Yeah. The last one is quick, slow. I think kind of makes sense. If I'm hitting vital points, I kind of want to go slow with my partner. That's probably why they made that slow. All right, one last kata. Whatever kata you want to work on. So you decide make a decision. Okay, well, os. Name your kata. Hajime. Which one you doing, Pete? Which one you doing? Huh? Oh, 1, 2. All right, turn around. Turn around, double punch to the back. Squeeze it in, there you go. Rising block elbow. All right, Pete's finishing up his Nijushiho. All right, Dirk, from here, reach, push, reach, push. Yeah. Okay. All right. Great class today. Thanks for you guys coming online. We'll see you guys on Tuesday, hopefully. Thanks for participating, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, Sensei.
Public service announcement. No class Thursday. I'm gonna eat 4,000 calories of turkey food. So there might be a chance to train on Saturday. I haven't decided yet, but right now we are officially no class. We'll see how I feel, and I'll maybe send a note out on Friday after I'm done putting up all my Christmas stuff, and we'll see how that goes. So we'll see. You know, a lot of times, so far the last few years, I've actually had a class, but we'll see how it goes.